Museo Soumaya in Mexico City, Mexico, designed by Fernando Romero. The Museo Soumaya was founded by Carlos Slim in honor of his wife Soumaya de Mida in 1994, featuring over 66,000 works from both Mexico and Europe. The museum is made up of two buildings, Plaza Loreto and Plaza Carso, which was opened in 2011. The latter stands out with its asymmetric design, made up of 16,000 aluminum hexagons and a translucent roof. Vatican Museums in Vatican City, founded in the early 16th century by Julius II. The Vatican Museums display works of art collected by the popes that includes iconic classical sculptures and Renaissance masterpieces. They contain around 70,000 works, with about 20,000 on display. One of the must-visit artwork is the Sistine Chapel, renowned for its ornate ceiling decorated by Michelangelo, which is on the visitor route to the museums. The Louvre in Paris, France, lying within the Louvre Palace. The Louvre Museum is one of the most visited in the world. Opened in 1793, it houses about 38,000 items ranging from prehistoric times to the 21st century, including the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo paintings. Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. The museum was founded in 1764 by Catherine the Great and opened to the public in 1852. It is the oldest and largest museum in the world, housing close to 2.7 million works by artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Picasso. While the teal and gold exterior stands out in the city, its elaborate interiors are replete with intricate patterns, columns and Baroque elements. Potala Palace in Lhasa, Tibet. Once the residence of the Dalai Lama, the 17th century palace was converted into a state museum and designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1994. Spread over 13 stories, it has over 1,000 rooms that are divided into the White Palace and the Red Palace, each filled with ancient shrines, libraries, murals, stupas and tombs of previous Dalai Lamas. Museum of Islamic Art in Doha, Qatar. Built on an artificial island, the museum was designed by IMP and opened in 2008. The star architect toured the Muslim world to understand the nuances of Islamic architecture to create this 5-story structure. Apart from the expansive galleries that showcase centuries-old Islamic art, the museum houses a library, cafe, 200-seat theater, classrooms and prayer rooms. Guggenheim Museum Bilbao in Bilbao, Spain, made of titanium, limestone and glass. The iconic structure was designed by Canadian-American architect Frank Gehry and inaugurated in 1997. It showcases modern and contemporary works by artists including Richard Serra, Willem de Kooning and Jenny Holzer. Salvador Dali Museum in St. Petersburg, Florida, U.S., dedicated to Spanish painter Salvador Dali. The museum was born out of the private collection of Eleanor and Reynolds Morse. It was established in 1982 and contains one of the best Dali collections. The current building, designed by Jan Weymouth of the HOK firm, opened in 2011 as a nod to the surrealist artist. The cuboidal structure features a glass entryway, which is known as the Enigma. Louis Vuitton Foundation in Paris, France, opened in 2014. The Louis Vuitton Foundation is an art museum and cultural center, sponsored by the LVMH Group. Inspired by the glass Grand Palais of the city, it was designed by Frank Gehry at a cost of $143 million. The 2-story structure is divided into 11 galleries, a 350-seat auditorium, and multi-level terraces. Natural History Museum in London, UK, housing around 80 million specimens of life and earth sciences. The museum's interior and exterior are made of terracotta tiles. Complementing the exhibitions and collections, the walls, ceilings and pillars feature beautiful paintings and carvings of flora and fauna. Though originally meant to be designed by Captain Francis Fouque, it was taken over by Alfred Waterhouse, who added several Romanesque elements. Musée d'Orsay in Paris, France, This former railway station, located on the bank of the Seine, is home to the largest collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist art converted into a museum in 1986. The building itself is reminiscent of the Beaux-Arts movement of France. As you explore its collection, stop by the huge metal clocks to travel back in time and relive its railroad routes. Niterói Contemporary Art Museum in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, designed by Brazilian architect Oscar Niemeyer. The museum was opened in 1996. Perched on the edge of Guanabara Bay, it is easily recognizable for its saucer-like structure spread over 3 floors. The museum is surrounded by a reflection pool called Boa Viagem, meaning Bon Voyage. The best feature, aside from its well-stocked modern art collection, is the viewing gallery that gives a stunning view of the Sugarloaf Mountain. Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto, Canada, opened in 1914. The museum is the largest in the country. The original brick and terracotta building was designed by local architects Darling and Pearson. Following a few renovations, the most impactful change was the addition of the Michael-Leitchen crystal in 2007, which was designed by Daniel Libeskind. It consists of 5 prismatic, interlocked structures made of glass, aluminum and steel. Musée National d'Art Moderne in Paris, France. The building was designed by Renzo Piano and Richard Rogers in association with Gianfranco Franchini. Located within the Centre Pompidou, it is one of the largest museums for modern and contemporary art in Europe. It opened in 1947 and houses over 100,000 works of art, including paintings, photography, architecture and new media by artists from around 90 countries. Bundeswehr Military History Museum in Dresden, Germany, located in a former military arsenal. The structure consists of 2 separate parts. The original building and armory was built between 1873-76 and turned into a museum in 1897. Cutting through it is a wedge-like transparent arrowhead, designed by Daniel Libeskind in 2011. The institution is a perfect blend of the historic and the modern, representing the authoritarian past and the open democratic society of the present. Weissman Art Museum in Minneapolis, Minnesota, U.S., part of the University of Minnesota. The Modern Art Museum was established in 1934 and designed by Frank Gehry. Made of stainless steel, it looks different depending on the side it is viewed from. From the campus, it resembles the brick and sandstone buildings surrounding it. From the opposite end, it gives the impression of a waterfall and a fish. Gordos Museum in Gordos, China, designed by MAD architects. The museum's shape is inspired by the Gobi Desert as well as the work of Buckminster Fuller. It is made with metal tiles to withstand the harsh sandstorms of the region. The exhibition space is divided into 6 levels, which are connected by bridges. The blob also features an interior garden that is lit naturally, meant for use by employees and researchers. Museo de les Ciencias Prix GP Phillipe in Valencia, Spain, designed by Santiago Calatrava. The Interactive Science Museum is located within the City of Arts and Sciences. The museum opened in 2000 and is popular for its geometrical design. It resembles the skeleton of a whale and is divided into 3 floors. While the first floor offers a splendid view of the Touria Garden, the second and third floors are exhibition spaces. Hanoi Museum in Hanoi, Vietnam, built for the millennial anniversary of Hanoi by the firm GMP. The museum opened in 2010. It is designed as an inverted pyramid, and reflects the traditional villages of the country. The 3 exhibition levels are connected by a circular atrium. The museum showcases over 50,000 artifacts depicting the country's centuries-old heritage and culture. Kunsthistorisches in Vienna, Austria, opened around 1891 by Emperor Franz Joseph I of Austria-Hungary. The museum, also known as Museum of Fine Arts, was built to accommodate the Habsburgs' art collection. The palatial museum is made of sandstone, rectangular in shape, and topped with an octagonal dome. Facing it is the Naturhistorisches Museum, Natural History Museum, with an identical exterior and showcasing over 30 million objects. Milwaukee Art Museum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, U.S. The museum, one of the largest in the country, opened in 1888, made of concrete and steel. Its shape resembles a cross. The most spectacular feature is the movable wings in the Quadracci Pavilion, which opens with a 217 feet, 66 meter, wingspan over the arched structure. Art Gallery of Alberta in Edmonton, Canada. The public art gallery was originally designed by Don Bittorf in 1968. It underwent a major renovation by Randall Stout Architects and was reopened in 2010. The unusual building is wrapped by a huge ribbon of stainless steel that also snakes through its interior. National Aquarium Denmark in Copenhagen, Denmark. The National Aquarium Denmark, or Denbla Planet, opened in 2013. Designed by Danish architects 3XN, its architecture is inspired by a whirlpool. It is considered the largest aquarium in Northern Europe, and has 5 main sections: the rainforest, the African Great Lakes, evolution and adaptation, cold water, and the warm ocean, which are divided into 53 exhibits. Erawan Museum in Samut Prakan, Thailand. Paying respect to Erawan, the three-headed elephant from Hindu mythology, the museum is spread across 3 stories. The massive elephant display is made of bronze, weighing about 250 tons. The interiors represent the 3 sections of the Hindu universe: underworld, earth and heaven. A Fizi Gallery in Florence, Italy, home to some priceless works from the Italian Renaissance, most notably Sandro Botticelli's The Birth of Venus. The gallery was opened to the public in 1765. A century later, it was formally designated a museum. Aside from works of art, the building itself is an exquisite structure, with the symmetrical columns and majestic windows lending a stately grace.